iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Welcome in here, race fans, high above the speedway. That is the dirt track here at Charlotte. Tonight for the Tagarè Property Management Pro Dirt Series for the American Sim Racing Club, high above the speedway here tonight. My name is Roger Muth, bringing you all the racing action here tonight. And, well, with this being the 7th race of the season, we have had a handful of drivers with wins to their names this season. Sean Hayes opened up the year with a win back at Knoxville. Eldora went to Joel Christian. Eric Lake, Joel Christian won again back at Cedar Lake, and then it's going to be Austin Harnick and Jacob Laster. That means since Laster won last week at Lanier, he is this week's shotgun driver if he makes the A main. 24 drivers have logged in. 24 drivers will make the A main event coming up a little bit later on. Jacob Laster is your points championship leader with a 26-point margin over Brett Hahn. Eric Lake has third with, looks like Doug Ungari is tied with him for that position. Fifth is Brian Wilderson, the alien that is here tonight. He will be out there on track here in heat race number 1. Talking about heat race number 1, race fans, they are already rolling the cars out there, so let's take you right down trackside here tonight and get that starting lineup for you. Starting lineup brought to us by our friends over at Tagarè Property Management. Starting on the pole here tonight with quick time, it's going to be the 51 of Jacob Lassiter. Starting at P number 2, it's the RogersCars.com. Number 21, the driver out of Binghamton, New York. This is Tim Rogers. It's the Downforce Sim Racing Group. Number 1 of Tanner Tallarico making his second start of the season. It's the alien out of Pennsylvania, the 951 of Brian Wilderson. Austin Nilsson, a very late entry here to the Charlotte area, and he will start car number 960 back in 5th. Derek Stewart back in action here, the driver out of the Midwest, driving car number 347. He'll go from the 6th position. Chandler Woodward back with car number 45 out of Georgia. He'll go 7th. And John Kane will drive car number 29. He will start shotgun to the field here tonight. That is your 8-car starting lineup brought to us by our friends at Tagarè Property Management. We'll drop the green flag here tonight. We're going to go 8 laps the distance here in all of our heat races. We are on the schedule, I believe, for 4 heat races here tonight. So a lot of racing action for all you race fans that are tuning in as you see them work down the back straightaway. This time by, we're going to drop the hammer here in the American Sim Racing Club, the Pro Series for the Tagarè Property Management, as we are going to come down here nice and easy. Green flag up into the air. Jacob Laster will lead us to turn number 1 as he will take the race lead. Who will lead him out there? Well, let's take a look. It's going to be the 51 of Jacob Laster. He will lead us down the back straight away. So with Laster leading here tonight, the battle back there, that's the number 1 car. Tanner Tallarico down on the bottom side of the speedway. The Rogers Cars entry. Out to the outside. 1 car coming in with a huge head of steam. That's the Purple Peeper Eater. That's the Stewart's Farms entry, the 47 of Derek Stewart. He is going to fall back to running in 5th. Here comes the 960, Austin Nilsson. We know he's got a fast hot rod right now, though. The alien of Brian Wilderson working the outside of the speedway, trying to get around that Turn 3 Racing Network number 1 machine. That orange and white machine looking beautiful right down around the bottom side. Of course, Tanner Tallarico only making a handful of starts this season. He is trying to make the big dance here. Yeah, to heat race number 1. It's Lassiter, it's Rogers, it's the alien of Wilderson, and then it's going to be Tanner Tallarico. Here comes Derek Stewart. He is bringing Woodward right along with him. John Kane is out there running into the 8th position. We're already halfway here in heat race number 1 at Charlotte. 45 of Chandler Woodward working the bottom side of the speedway. That number 45, the white machine, trying to find a little moisture down on the bottom to make that car rotate a little bit here tonight. Everybody going single file with just 3 laps to go here. Heat race number 1 is out onto the speedway, and it is still going to be that 51. There you see the Flex Motorsports Max Green 399 Esports number 51 as the popsicle sticks went into the air that time by. It's 2 laps to go here. That time by, they're going to see the white flag. It's Lassiter, Rogers, Wilderson, Tallarico. Will that be the way they come back around here for the final trip around the speedway? Jacob Lassiter looking like he has the spot. Last-ditch effort for Rogers, not going to be good enough. Jacob Lassiter will take the top spot. It's Lassiter, it's Rogers, it's Wilderson, and Tallarico. Coming across the line in your transfer spots, Stewart, Woodward, Nilsson, and Kane all will have to go to a last-chance qualifier. So that'll bring heat race number 2 onto the speedway. And the Tagarè Property Management starting lineup for heat race number 2 will look like this. A very, very late entry. Devin Cardwell is back in action here tonight with car number 70. This outside, Chris Redley driving car number 19. Starting 3rd in heat race number 2, it's the 00 of Doug Ungari. Nathan Henry driving car number 59 will roll off from the 4th position. Nick Fleury driving car number 25 for the RHU Racing entry. The Dr. Pepper car will roll 5th. It's the 78J, the JPI Motorsports 78J of Joel Phillips. Starting back into the 7th position, driving car number 931. This is going to be the driver, Michael Garin. It looks like the Iron Men Motorsports, number 4 of Jamie Beasley, who has fans tuning in here tonight. Beasley will roll off shotgun to the field here for heat race number 2. That's your starting lineup, brought to us by Tagarè Property Management. Tagarè Property Management, race fans, was founded back in 1989 and conveniently located in Fredericksburg, Virginia. The Tagarè Corporation specializes in management of home ownership associations across the Virginia area. Make sure to contact your local homeowners association as we get ready for heat race number 2. iRacing.com pace car is down off the racing surface, so put another 8 laps on the board. Here we go this time by. It'll be Cardwell down to the inside and Radley to the outside. Top Gun to the outside. Let's see if he can go top gunning around the top shelf here tonight. 8 laps on the board. Oh, one driver going up, over, and around here on lap number 1. It's the 00 of Doug Ungari. Look like the 78J of Joel Phillips also going around, and that will put both of those drivers to the back of the field here in lap number 1. Let's watch this restart here again, see if we can find out what happened. There you see the 00 of Ungari down on the bottom side of the speedway. Goes down into the corner and maybe gets a little bit of help there from the Dr. Pepper. Entry of Nick Fleury. I think Nick was just trying to say, hey, Doug, you thirsty for a Dr. Pepper there? Right on board with the number 25 of Fleury. All drivers are able to pull away from the incident here, so all drivers will just tag the back of the field. So we're pretty much going to be doing a full restart here, except for the drivers of the 00 and the 25 look like they will go to the back of the field here. The Folds Graphics number 70 right now still will be shown as the race leader, so Cardwell will have that top spot here, and he will be able to fire off when the iRacing.com pace truck does make the left-hand turn onto pit road. Did take one lap away from our heat race here, so it will only be 7 laps when we do get that green flag. There you see the iRacing.com pace truck making its way in. There it is, Cardwell to the inside. Radley to the outside. Then it's Henry and Phillips. Green flag up as everybody barrels down into turn number 1. This time a little bit better of a start here in heat race number 1. Heat race number 2, lap number 1 technically, seeing who will lead the first official green flag lap. It will go to Devin Cardwell. There's that Top Gun, number 19. Caution lights coming back out on the speedway. The Dr. Pepper entry. Looks like he was involved in a wreck. Nick Fleury. Rough time going here in heat race number 2. Let's watch this one. There's the Mountain Dew entry right out in front of the Dr. Pepper entry. It's Beasley in the 4 machine. Oh, and a little bit of a shoehorn shovel nose there by the 25 of Fleury, and he goes out and tags the outside retaining wall. Watch this Tagarè Property Management onboard camera. Nick Fleury's point of view. So that's just what happened there on that caution flag. So we're trying to get them rolling next time by here. It's still going to be Cardwell, Radley, Phillips, Henry. Your top 4 drivers looking to transfer in here. Jacob Lassiter has already punched his ticket. He is standing by here tonight, waiting to see who will join him. Lights did go out that time by, so Cardwell will fire his number 70 as soon as he feels that the pace truck is off the raceway. Everybody's still out there, so 8 cars still out on the speedway. Nice and slow start here by the 70. Now he fires off. Everybody gives chase, and here we go. After the second caution flag is up, the battle for the transfer spot, though. Henry has it. Here comes Michael Garin. Working to, well, here comes Doug Ungari. I was going to say here comes that 931, but here comes the 00. Ungari trying to work his way back through the field. He'll pick up that 5th position. Don't count the chickens before they hatch, because here comes Michael Garin back to the outside. Cardwell still out front here. He has the race lead. The battle is right on that transfer spot. Henry trying to advance his position by 1 here if he can get around that Longborn chassis, the number 78J. It's that 78J holding down that 3rd spot. He has picked up the most spots here in heat race number 3. All over the board. Notes are wrong. I already penciled in heat race number 2. This is heat race number 2 we are watching, though. There is the race leader. And I didn't even write the right name into heat race number 2. See, we're already ahead of ourselves here tonight as the white flag will fly here for heat race number 2. Cardwell will take that white flag. Will he come back around here? Radley, Phillips, and Henry right now all in those transfer spots, and that's the way they're going to come across the line. Cardwell going to pick up heat race number 2. There's Radley, Joel Phillips, Nathan Henry will all advance here to the A main feature event. Everybody else will have to go to a last chance qualifier here tonight to see if they can find their way into the main event. That means heat race number 3 coming out onto the speedway here, and this is how it's going to line up for heat race number 3. Starting on the front row, they call him Brett the Jet. This is Brett Hahn, driver of the number 71. He'll roll off P number 1. His outside, he's picked up a couple last chance qualifier wins this season. The driver of that number 3 of Chris Fields. Derek Davidson driving car number 08 here tonight. He's back in action. He'll go for the third spot. And how about the X5 entry of Eric Lake? One-time feature event winner here this season. He'll go from P number 4. Carlton driving the 224 entry. Will go back there into the 5th position. Then it's the founder. The 88 of Chris Darling in the BNC Racing number 88. He'll go for the 6th spot. How about the newcomer, Joe Nitro, driving car number 964, starting in 7th. Ironman Motorsports number 24 of Richard Pruitt will round out the field. He will start back there in the 8th spot. So 8 cars out on the speedway, 8 laps are up on the board. Heat race number 3 is currently rolling around here. This time by, we're going to drop the hammer here. You see all 8 drivers out there on the speedway. See which driver will lock himself in. 71 ready to fire off, and he says, chase me down into turn number 1. We're green flag racing here in heat race number 3. And look at that great start by Brett the Jet, but here comes the 08. That Top Gun entry. Davidson right down around the bottom. Eric Lake right there in the mix. Also, Chris Fields in that black number 3, the carbon fiber entry. Look at the X5 of Eric Lake. He went high, wide, and handsome with the S&S Auto Parts. Race1.us entry right now trying to find a way. Will he cut down? He will not. He stays high, wide, and handsome here as we're 2 laps in. Contact there, though. Carlton up the speedway a little bit. Now he'll try to get to the top side and see if he can catch a moisture spot down there. Here comes the X5 of Eric Lake. He'll roll down to the inside on Derek Davidson. Davidson holds that Corvette sticker car up top there, and I thought they were going to make a little contact on the back straightaway. They come by this time, it'll be 4 in the books and 4 to go. The X5 still looking down to the bottom side. He's got Scooby-Doo riding there in that X. Not quite able to make anything happen with it. It's been all Brett Hahn out front here, heat race number 3. Lake still has it, but Carlton's right there. Darling is right there. There you see Nitro back there in the all-silver Bullet entry. Richard Pruitt still out there on the speedway. There you see the PepsiCo, number 24 of Pruitt. Tagarè Property Management, number 71 of Brett Hahn. We'll see the white flag this time. There you see it, Party of the Flagmen showing Brett Hahn. The white flag battle back here still for this 3rd and 4th position. It will be Brett Hahn, though, out of turn number 4. The Jet will jet across the line. He will pick up heat race number 3. Brett Hahn, Chris Fields, Derek Davidson, Eric Lake all transfer in here out of our heat race number 3. So that's 12 cars out of the 20 cars that are lined up here tonight. Everybody else will file in from our last chance qualifier. So 8 cars will come out of our last chance qualifier to make the full 20-car field. This is how your starting lineup will start here in our last chance qualifier. Starting on the front row, Derek Stewart driving the 347 entry will go P number 1. His outside, Michael Guerin. And car number 931. Brett Carlton driving the 224 entry will go back there into the P number 3, while the 45 of Chandler Woodward, driver out of Georgia, will go 4. 5th will go to the driver out of Montana. It's the 00 of Doug Ungari. Charles Darling will start back there in the 6th position with car 88. Austin Nelson driving the 960 will go 7th. Nick Fleury. And car number 25, the Dr. Pepper entry will go 8th here tonight. The Silver Bullet of Joe Nitro will go in the 9th position. John Kane will go 10th here in the last chance qualifier with the Mountain Dew entry. number 4 of Jamie Beasley will go 11. 12th here tonight, shotgun to the field. The Ironman Motorsports number 24, PepsiCo entry of Richard Pruitt. That's your starting lineup here tonight. So with all those drivers out there on the speedway, we're going to start 12. We're only going to take, though, 8. 4 drivers will have to go home here tonight out of our last chance qualifier. Who will it be? And all 12 cars did make the grid. The green flag is in the air. Here we go. 12 laps the distance. Stewart is out front, and he says, chase me if you get contact between 2 drivers, the 2-2-4. Carlton went up the speedway into Michael Garn. That's going to put Garn way back. That's going to put Garn all the way back to, it looks like, the 6th position. As the caution flag is coming out, I believe the driver of the 24, PepsiCo entry. The Exalta, number 24, has gone around here. Don't know if anybody else was involved. You do see some right rear damage on the quarter panel. Take a look what happened to Pruitt down here in the corner. They were 3 wide out ahead of him, and he avoided the wreck for a moment, and then he thought the 4 of Beasley was going to come down on top of that 24. Unfortunately, right into the side of one of his competitors there, and Richard Pruitt just spun it around because he didn't want to really wreck the car, didn't want to involve anybody else in that. Take another look back at it. There's that Frito-Lay. 24, there you see the contact, the 29J of John Kane, and right there the silver bullet was there of Joe Nitro. So way to save the car, but, well, it's going to put us under the caution flag. There you see your race leader, Stewart. Woodward's right there also. Carlton Ungari in 4th. Garin looks like he is going to be able to get back that 5th position, and Nelson's right there also. Then it's going to be Darling and Fleury as your top 8 drivers. Lights on the old iRacing.com pace truck do go out. So it will be a 2x2 restart here for the field. iRacing.com pace truck is off. They can fire at any point here tonight. Stewart, Woodward. Stewart says, let's go. Everybody's going to give chase. Race leaders out front, 2 wide back here. Here comes Austin Nelson to the inside of the double. 0 and caution. Caution on the speedway for the 2nd time here in the last chance qualifier tonight. I believe this may be the 2 soda cans back here clanking together. Beasley and Pruitt may have made a little contact. There you see damage to that Mountain Dew number 4. Only one way to find out, and that's to take a look back at the replay here. Shoehorn. Shoehorn from the 24 of Pruitt to the back end of the number 4 of Mr. Beasley. Should be a good camera shot here, riding on board with our Tagarè Property Management bar camera mounted on the back of the 4. That's a big old Pepsi symbol right there that we got a camera full. Both drivers just making slight contact. Around goes the 4, and everybody stayed pointed in the right direction. So all 12 cars still out on the speedway here. We're just re-rack them, restack them, and give it another whirl. It's still going to be Stewart. It's still going to be Woodward out front here. And it'll be turning them loose this time by. Stewart's Farm, number 47, will have the restart command. Goes in about the same spot. Green flag back up into the air. Take one lap off the board there. Now it's 9 laps left here in the last chance qualifier. 8th position is the spot you want to be in right now in the 78. If you're following along on screen, that is Michael Guerin. Or if you're following along on the timing and scoring, he's being scored as car number 931 here tonight. Nick Fleury now is in the transfer spot in the Dr. Pepper entry, trying to keep his soda can from clanking with the other two. Right now, Fleury's still holding back on that transfer spot. Beasley, Nitro, Kane, and Pruitt on the outside looking in. Back up front here, there you see Stewart still with the command of this race and right around the top side of the speedway. The groove just has not quite worked all the way up top shelf. We expect that by the time we hit our feature event that it will. Woodward now works him down the back straightaway. He'll run about a half a lane down on what Stewart is running down there in 3 and 4. 5 to go that time by. It's Stewart, it's Woodward, it's Carlton, Nelson, Darling, Ungari. Right now, you see the 00 down to the bottom side of the speedway. He is running in the 6th position. 2 spots to the good. One driver got to jump the cushion. He'll put 4 in the fluff, and he'll cut down. Contact Charles Darling. And Doug Ungari going to go for a spin on the front straightaway, bringing out the 3rd caution flag here in the last chance qualifier. So that's going to be big for Ungari and maybe Darling, as both those drivers were inside transfer spots. Now Ungari being scored back into the 11th spot. We'll see if he can keep the Longhorn chassis machine out there. Take a look back. It's all going to start with right there, that 2-2-4 entry down onto the 88 of Darling. And then Ungari was down to the bottom side of the speedway and 3 wide sandwich there to Darling. Right on board with the Ungari Motorsports. Tried to drive out of it, but once he hit the grass, the 00 just shot around. So the 00 will take a spot at the end of the field, it looks. So now the lineup is going to look like this. It's going to be Stewart, Woodward, Nelson, Carlton, Fleury, Darling, Garin, Beasley, your transfer car. Cars on the outside looking in. Nitro, Kane, Pruitt, and Ungari. We're only going to have, I believe, 2 laps left when we do take the green flag. So the drivers that are on the outside looking in are going to have to really get on the hot shoe. Green flag coming out this time. They're actually going to add another lap, so it'll be 3 laps here at the drop of the green flag. Stewart with a commanding lead right now. Beasley has the transfer spot. Can he hang on? The silver bullet of Joe Nitros are 3 wide up in front of them. Carlton stuck in the middle. There's Nick Fleury down to the bottom side. That's the 960 of Nilsson going around the outside. Look at him, high, wide, handsome. Going around the outside. That's where we like to take them up to the top shelf. If they're going to roll the bottom, you take it to the top. White flag is up. It's the final trip around the speedway. Stewart out front here, commanding lead. Everybody else, where's that transfer spot? There's the transfer car, the number 4 of Beasley. It'll be Derek Stewart coming across the line. It'll be Woodward. 1 car around. That's Nick Fleury. Fleury is around. Oh, boy. So it'll be Beasley and Kane, your last 2 cars in. Garing, Darling, Carlton, Nilsson, Woodward, and Stewart. Nitro, Ungari, Pruitt, and Fleury all will not make the A main event. All right, that means it's 1 race left here tonight at the Charlotte Dirt Track, right across from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is how your starting lineup will go. Starting P number 1, driving car number 3, due to the invert here tonight, will be the number 3 of Chris Fields. His outside, driving the number 19, this will be Chris Radley. Tim Rogers will start in the 3rd position with Brett the Jet back there in 4th. Devin Cardwell will go from the 5th position here tonight with Jacob Laster, your points leader, dropping to the back of the field. He's scheduled to go 6th, but he'll start dead last. Starting in 7th, the driver out of Pennsylvania, driving the Alienware number 951, that will be Ryan Wilderson. Joel Phillips in the 78J, the JPI Motorsports entry, will roll from the 8th position, while Derek Davidson will go 9th. Tanner Tallarico will go from the 10th position, while the Valpo number 59 of Nathan Henry will go from number 11. The X5 entry of Eric Lake will go 12th here tonight on the starting lineup. Derek Stewart will start there in position number 13. 14th will go to Chandler Woodward in car number 45 here tonight. Austin Nilsson in car number 960 will go from number 15. The 224 entry of Carlton from Florida will go from the 16th position, while Charles Darling will go 17th. 18th will go to Michael Garr in there in car number 931. Jamie Beasley made it in here tonight by the skin of that, well, Mountain Dew machine. That 4 car will go 19th, and the final car to make the A-main showing here tonight will be John Kane. That is your 20-car starting lineup brought to us by our friends at Tagarè Property Management. "40 laps will be the distance here as the iRacing.com pace car. Pace truck does make its way to the safety of pit road. We'll see if we need him anymore here tonight. 20 cars, 40 laps. The green flag is up, and here we go racing tonight here. The dirt track at Charlotte, round number 7 for the Tagarè Property Management Pro Series is underway. Fields with the race lead. Radley right there. Contact a little bit back here as that's going to wad a couple of them up as the 960 is sideways, and I believe there was another car back there that might have been John Kane that was sideways, and now one car falling through the timing and scoring loop. We'll see if he gets back out there on our scoring, but it looks like the transponder maybe knocked off car number 3. We'll see if it works itself back out, if we can manually put that in there. But right now, Chris Fields not being scored here tonight after leading the first lap. So this is the battle for the unofficial race lead. Rogers down to the bottom side. Chris Radley to the outside. He looks like that car is working really well. Here comes Brett the Jet. Caution lights on the speedway. Caution lights on the speedway, and I'm being told that's from the transponder off the number 3 machine as they were asking him to pull in over the one-way radio. So Chris Fields will bring out the caution flag here tonight as the rest of the field will catch back up to the back end of the iRacing.com pace truck. So we got a couple laps in there before the caution flag flying here tonight. We got to thank all the race fans that are tuning in all around. Well, from wherever you are tuning in here tonight, we thank you for tuning into the Turn 3 Racing Network to catch some dirt racing action. The Tagarè Property Management Pro Series for the American Sim Racing Club is on the speedway for the 8th race of their season. As there you see the driver that will be your race leader. Chris Radley making his first start here. Tim Rogers back there in second. Brett the Jet trying to storm around the top side in car number 71. He'll restart from P number 3, and there's Devin Cardwell. Everybody had him penciled in 2 weeks ago as a race winner, and he finished outside the top 5 for his first ever showing with the American Sim Racing Club. Right now, he is going to be restarting there into the 4th position. Then it's going to be Wilderson in 5th. 6th will go to the driver of the 78J of Joel Phillips. That's how your top 3 rows will start here on this restart. iRacing pace car in. Here we go. Rogers tried to bait Chris Radley in, and he didn't fall for it. Now the green flag going to come back out. We're racing again. 4 laps in the books. Rogers tried to juke Chris into going, and it didn't work. Now Cardwell going to go up and skim the right side of that car up against the outside wall. Too wide, close racing there. The 78J of Joel Phillips working the inside. as he'll get a little push tight. Happy off corner number 2. He'll have to lift out of the throttle. That'll put him in a situation. Battle for the race lead, though. Here comes the 71. Brett the Jet, the Tagarè Property Management. Number 71 will take the race lead here in the feature event. 6 laps have gone by into the books, as remember. Oh, one driver up into the outside wall. That was the 19. Chris made that Top Gun entry go just a little bit too high, and he went into the outside wall. He's going to jump from running inside the top 3 all the way outside the top 10. So with him making the mistake and stepping on, and he's going to fall out of the top 10. Here's the battle inside the top 5, though. Here's Wilderson trying to work the outside with that alien entry. Cardwell will go down around the bottom, almost hits the Ute tire down there in turn number 3. Everybody still chasing down Brett Hahn. 9 laps in the books. Now Wilderson does take that spot from Devin Cardwell. Cardwell going to really try and drive it in a little bit far. Well, one driver completely sideways. I don't know if he just got the Ute tire or just a little bit of help. Now they're going to bang off each other down into turn number 1. Pinballing goes the 78. J of Phillips. Carlton made a little contact. Eric Lake made a little contact, but everybody stays going. You know who this really helps? Well, the driver out of Tennessee, last week's winner, Jacob Lasser, your point series leader coming into the night. They call him Mr. Consistency here on Tuesday nights, and Mr. Consistency is just picking them off one by one, as now he works to the inside of the X5 entry. So Jacob Lasser now going to pick up position number 8 here tonight, after starting all the way back into the 20th starting position. Everybody's still chasing down Brett Hahn, as now he has worked, well, to P number 1. When he worked to P number 1, he has not given it up since then. Wilderson, though, has taken over the second spot, but here comes that Folds Graphics number 70 of Cardwell battling back once again. Rogers still hanging tight right to the back Nerf bars of that car. Derek Davidson working the bottom side of the speedway also in his Top Gun Designs 08. Who's that working to the outside? Well, that's the driver that came in from the last chance qualifier in that purple machine. That's the 47 of Stewart. Tarek Stewart really making the purple People Eater car work on the outside, trying to get around the 08 of Davidson. Now this time he'll work to the bottom side of the speedway, see if he can make the bottom side work. Your race leader also is getting pressure here. Caution lights will come on. Caution lights for the second time. The 88 of Darling has gone around. Driver out of Michigan. A lot of battles all over the speedway before that caution flag came out. Let's take a look back at it. Watch the 88 of Darling as he goes down to the corner. He was sideways on the 960. Going to get into the door panel, and Tanner Tallarico just going to miss the 88. But in the meantime, Darling going to be pointed backwards. That's what brings out the caution flag. The NorthsideTowing.net entry had a little help. Watch it here in slow-mo as they go down into the corner. Watch the 960, the RF Graphics entry, Longhorn chassis 960 come in here. See, Darling is cranked all the way to the right, trying to correct the 88, and he's going to get doored, and, well, then it's just along for the ride. I thought he was going to drive out of it right there, but he held the brake, and that's what's actually going to turn him around, back around to the outside, and throttles back up. Tanner Tallarico's there. Just a slight contact brushing as he goes by. So that's what brings out our caution flag here on lap number 17. Now to group everybody back up, ready to go back. Green flag racing. Brett the Jet says, follow me down to turn number 1. 23 laps to go, and it's Hahn, it's Wilderson. There's Devin Cardwell up around the outside. He's going to beat and bang off that fence line. Keeps it pointed into the right direction, trying to get a cushion to form up there. Jumped over it a little bit. That's going to allow Tim Rogers to battle back. But boy, the rocket ship number 70 just all the way around the outside, and that car is hooked up, and it is cooking. He'll now look to the outside for P number 2. He'll step on it. He hit the opening there in turn number 3, and Devin Cardwell going to lose a bunch of position. Stewart had nowhere to go, right into the back of car number 70. Stewart still working the outside. Who is that in the orange car? That's the 51, Jacob Lassiter. He'll split him 3 wide. He'll go right up the gut. He says, hand me the football, guys, and I'll show you what to do with it. He now picks up P number 6. Lassiter trying with 20 laps to go to be the first driver ever with the American Sim Racing Club Pro Series to go ahead and start all the way at the back of the field and win one. So now Lassiter's going to take that 6th position. He'll go to the outside. He's got Derek Davidson right out in front of him. See the dust that's forming here. We're racing in the daytime here at Charlotte. We'll be back in a couple of weeks when the lights flick on here at Charlotte for the season ender. But right now, this Tagarè Property Management onboard camera is showing us just how hard that these drivers have to work. It is not smooth to race on dirt. Battle for the race lead, though. Wilderson with a slide job on the 71. Oh, Brett Hahn going to get turned off the Rogers, number 21. Hahn onto his side, and he'll turtle it. Brett Hahn going to go turtle here tonight. Had a little help from the Rogers, number 21. So the caution lights come back on. Watch it here once again. Watch the 71. Here comes Wilderson. He's going to throw the slider down to the inside. Hahn going to try and hit the brakes and then slide right back underneath. And Rogers was there. Then Rogers gets it from behind also. I believe that was the 47 of Stewart. Right on board with the Rogers entry, and there's the 71, and there's the front bumper, the shoehorn. One driver went down in the corner. I believe that was Devin Cardwell that just tagged the tire barrier also. Chain reaction when everybody is riding around as fast as they are. And oh, you see the 45 also getting some contact, and I believe that was the 19R coming through there. So a big mayhem. Gonna send Brett the Jet to pit road. Looks like it will be Wilderson as the race leader here. So it'll be Wilderson, it'll be Stewart, it'll be Lassiter now starting on the inside of row number 2 with Cardwell to his outside. Green flag back into the air. Wilderson will come across, 16 laps to go. He'll take the bottom, he'll slide up in front of that. Oh, the Superior Setup Shops entry. 47 goes right down to the bottom, gets a little tight, though not quite able to keep that car pointed in the right direction. 3 wide for P number 2. 3 wide because the 51 of Jacob Lassiter down to the bottom side. Contact out there. Devin Cardwell going to throw a slider on that 47. That's going to bump Stewart all the way back to running 5th. Here comes Devin Cardwell. He's working the outside of the speedway. Jacob Lassiter right down around the bottom where he likes to be all the time. He likes to go catfishing no matter what track he shows up to. He finds a lure, a rod, and he goes out catfishing. Right down around the bottom side of the speedways where he's at. Big battle back here, though these drivers are all over each other. They were 3 and 4 wide. Tanner Tallarico was in between the big kind of sandwich hornet's nest that was back here going after everybody. There you see the Rogers cars, number 21 back here. Rogers running back into the 14th, now 13th position as he tries to get underneath the 88 of Charles Darling. Lassiter still holding on, though, for P number 2 over Cardwell, who's working the outside of the speedway. Everybody finding a different hole. Here comes the 47. Stewart's back into this. He's going to get squeezed by the 51. He tried to shoot the gap. He gets squeezed. Now he'll drive to the bottom side of the speedway. Here comes Stewart. Stewart going to rub doors with the 51 just a little bit. Cardwell going to take over P number 2. Oh, contact there. The 47 of Stewart up the speedway into the door again of the 51. Here comes the EX5. Eric Lake will work the outside of the speedway. 3 wide that time off turn number 2. Stewart's going to have to fall back. Lassiter still working the middle side of the speedway. 10 laps to go. It'll be 9 this time. Wilderson, your race leader. Brian Wilderson loving what he's seeing behind him. Cardwell will go ride the lip. He'll use the Kyle Larson line all the way around the speedway. So it's Wilderson, it's Cardwell, it's Lassiter right now. Lassiter, though, is the driver that needs the win the most. And I say the most. Oh, contact. Eric Lake into the outside wall down there into the corner. And that was the 47 of Stewart right into the back. They keep him pointed in the right direction, so we stay green. Green flag still out, 8 laps to go. This time by, it'll be 7 laps to go. Wilderson, nobody is on the same level here tonight as Wilderson just yet. But Cardwell says, let me dial up a good friend and see. As here he comes, he's going to drive it in hard in 3. Cardwell going to show the nose, not going to be able to put the power down, though. 6 laps to go. Wilderson still out front. Cardwell, Lassiter, Stewart, Lake. Your top 5. There's Lake in the race1.us entry, the X5, the Scooby-Doo S&S Auto Parts. He'll go back down to the bottom side of the speedway, see if he can find any grip down there. Lassiter came off the bottom side of the speedway, and he's actually going to slap it into the outside wall. No, the 51. Jake Lassiter going to go around. 5 laps to go. 360 kickflip. He hammers back into it. We stay green. Normally the caution flag would have came out right there for Jacob Lassiter, but we stay green flag racing. He'll just lose a couple spots. Contact. Austin Nilsson and Nathan Henry. They made contact. They kept it going. The one person that loves to see the fact that they kept it going were these two out front. Wilderson, Cardwell. Gonna see 3 laps to go this time. 3 laps to go. Wilderson digging, but here comes the outside momentum. Cardwell right up against the boards. He'll turn it down to the inside. Wilderson to the outside, Cardwell to the inside. Popsicle sticks going in the air. 2 laps to go. Wilderson back to the bottom. Cardwell now going to go to the top shelf. Slider line by the 951. The alien says, I'll throw the slider line here. Let's see what he does down here in 3 and 4. He throws another slider line. Cardwell going to roll the bottom side of the speedway. White flag is up. It's the final trip around the speedway. Wilderson still having the race lead, but boy, what does Cardwell have up his sleeve? Will he throw the slider? Wilderson goes to the bottom. He'll try and protect. Cardwell going to throw it in. Contact. Cardwell going to move. Wilderson up the speedway. Then they're going to make contact. It will be Cardwell at the line by .01. So Devin Cardwell will win with a last turn dive bomb into Wilderson. Wilderson going to come across the line in second. Then it's going to be Stewart, Eric Lake, Jacob Lassiter. So the 70, the Folds Graphics entry, will win tonight's race. We're going to word in with the race winner here in just a little bit. Where did your favorite driver finish here tonight? All standings on the left-hand side of your screen are unofficial here tonight, but where did your favorite driver finish? There you see Wilderson maybe a little unhappy with Devin Cardwell. We'll find out what the racers have to say here in just a couple of moments. We'll be back with the Tagarè Property Management post-race show here from Charlotte.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the dirt track at Charlotte. Across the way, it's the 1.5 mile banked oval. Here tonight, though, It's the dirt track, slinging some dirt. These drivers had 40 laps of A main feature action here tonight to decide who was going to win the 40-lap feature event. And, of course, it was Devin Cardwell, Brian Wilderson was in second, and Derek Stewart rounds out your top 3 drivers here tonight. We will catch up with your winner of Devin Cardwell here in a little bit, still trying to go across the scales, but everybody else scooted over to the scales first, and we will start things off with the man who actually finished in second here tonight. Let's talk to Brian Wilderson here tonight as he finished in the second spot. Mr. Alien, you had a quick car here tonight. At the end of this one, though, you're just going to come up short as Devin Cardwell got around you in the last corner. Talk about that final lap.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I had that one wrapped up. It's taken me 6 or 7 races to almost get a win here. These guys are so tough every week, and you have to be perfect or you're not going to be running up front. And I thought I had this one wrapped up, and he got me there in the last corner, and I guess that's racing. That's the way it goes sometimes. I had a blast either way, and still looking to get my first win here, but I'll be back next week.
How tough is it when you log into the server on Tuesday night and you see some of the big names like Carlton, Rogers, Davidson, Cardwell, and Stewart? Lake's always right there too. How hard is it really between going to a new track every week and seeing the names that you see enter each event?
Oh, it's unbelievably hard. These guys are some of the best drivers on the sim here, and they're tough to beat, and they're always put on a good show. So, I'm pretty proud to be a part of this group and try and get her here next week.
Well, you had a great run here tonight, Brian. You're going to finish in P number 2. Is there anybody back home in Pennsylvania, though, that you got to give the shout-outs to? By the way, could you hand me a beer across the street here?
Yeah, I could almost get it to you. I think if I give it a good toss, I could get it up there to you. But I got to thank the Tagarè Property Management Group for putting this series on for us, and the admins here do a tremendous job and giving it some really good pieces of drive here. They're a whole lot of fun.
There you hear it, race fans. The runner-up position tonight, the 951, the alien out of Pennsylvania. Brian Wilderson will finish P number 2. Just behind him, and a really fast hot rod had to come all the way from the last chance qualifier. Derek Stewart, a great-looking purple peeper eater out there. As that car was hooked up, it didn't matter. It looked like it worked on the top side, the bottom side, the middle side, and the only side you didn't try was upside down tonight.
Before we start, Cardwell's in here now. You just got to bring him down. But, yeah, we had a good race. Car was good. Kind of a struggle having to come from the last chance qualifiers. But, we still had a pretty decent run. Just like to thank a bunch of my sponsors, my friends, my family. Properties. I'm sorry if I forget the name of it, but yeah. Then you got Superior Setup Shop, my friends, my family. Davin Cardwell, he's helped me a bunch, and just thanks for the broadcast and everything.
Well, before we let you go here, though, Derek, next week, are we going to see the Purple 47 back out there onto the Speedway, looking to possibly sneak a win away in the last handful of races?
We're going to try and see if we can come out on top. We've been really close. Some really bad finishes. Just hope we can get it going soon.
There you hear it from the man who drives car number 47 here tonight. Derek Stewart had to come from the last chance qualifier and had himself a very fast hot rod, just ran out of time. He will pick up 10 spots here tonight. He will look on paper as the biggest mover of the race. 10 spots gained by the driver of that number 47. And then the man, of course, who came home P number 1 here tonight. Cardwell, it didn't look like there for a while that 70 was going to make it back to the front, but you came with a vengeance, and that last corner there, you made it stick down on the bottom.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know how I got there, and I don't know. I know the last effort there in 3 and 4 was the only thing I had, and I kind of got into them just a little bit. I don't think it was anything too gnarly to actually move him out of the way or nothing, but just a little contact to slow him a little bit down, and we was able to get the win there, and it was just fortunate enough after knocking the wall down on 3 and 4, and I lost a lot of speed, and I was down the motor there.
Yeah, it looked like at one point when you got that 70 up into the outside wall, your night was possibly going to be over, but you rallied through, and then you had to battle with some of the best, like Lassiter, Lake, and Stewart up front.
Yeah, it kind of I kind of stepped on it there when I hit the wall, and then I knew that if you get any damage against Jacob Lassiter and like you said all other guys in here, it just any little speed that's going to get killed it's just really going to kill you. And I was just fortunate there just to get to second after a little bit of wreck there, and just I don't know, I played out and played it smart and just got the win.
You got the win here tonight, so your name will go into the record books here with the 6 other drivers that have picked up the wins this season. We will head just next week now. It does look like we will head back home here to the Posse Land, Pennsylvania. It's the Williams Grove Speedway, a very technical track up there at Williams Grove. How do we feel about the program coming back here to the north?
Oh, I absolutely love Williams Grove, so I think that's going to be my best track, and I think we can possibly get back with you here in the booth and hopefully get another win.
Well, remember, next week, this car 70 will have to start shotgun to the field if you make the A main feature event, so we look forward to watching that show that you can put on next week at the Williams Grove Speedway. Before we let you go, though, who makes this all possible here in the program with car number 70?
Oh yeah, I gotta thank everyone back at Win It or Bend It racing team. It's a sprint car team, but they picked me up, and I just can't thank them enough. I gotta thank Tagarè Property Management. I gotta thank everyone who puts this league on and gives us a place to race, and I just gotta thank everybody that supports me, and just thanks to my girlfriend for watching.
There you hear it from your race winner here tonight. The driver of that number 70 had to come back and try to throw a last-ditch effort. Cardwell is your race winner here tonight at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Well, the dirt track, we should really say. Speedway across the way. I wonder if we can get these late models on the asphalt, see how they handle. I think I saw them race around the Daytona International Speedway one time, and that was a little bit of a goofy thing to watch. But your winner here tonight, Cardwell, crossed the line first. Wilderson looked like he had it wrapped up. He will finish in the second position. Stewart will round down the top 3. What a race it was here tonight at the Charlotte Dirt Track. And, man, we come back home to the home state here for the Turn 3 Racing Network. We will head to the Williams Grove Speedway just next week on the 28th 40-lap feature event coming up the daytime down there at the Williams Grove Speedway. So, for everybody here at the American Sim Racing Club, everybody with Tagarè Property Management, and all of us here from the Turn 3 Racing Network, we hope you enjoyed tonight's show here from Charlotte, and we will see you just next week at Williams Grove. Until then, race fans, we hope you stay safe, and we will see you at the races.